Hi there guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Watchful Wrist and today we are going to be reviewing a Steinhart Ocean Vintage GMT. So a little bit of a backstory first. I've only just been collecting watches just over a year and a half now, so my collection is a very small, very humble collection in my opinion. However, it is one that is ever growing. I am trying my hardest to purchase as many quality timepieces as I can, ones that interest me, ones that I've always had my eye on, and ones that are popular at the current time as well. So the aim is to start off by first reviewing the collection of watches that I have. Like I say, it is a very small, very humble collection. It's only around 10-11 watches at the moment, with another one on the way now, and then obviously branch that out, purchasing more watches that I like, watches that you guys like, that you want to see reviews of, and then obviously I'll be posting the videos here. I do also have an Instagram page. I am just over 100 followers shy of 1,000 followers on that, so I will leave the link to my Instagram in the description below. If you could give me a follow on there, that would be great. And if you like the idea of what I'm going to be doing here, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and you'll be able to find out when I do more videos. So on with the review. So, like was mentioned on the intro, these first couple of videos are going to be reviews of watches that I already own, that I've got a lot of first-hand experience with, that I've worn daily, so I know about the good things and about the bad things of the watch as well. So this particular Steinhart piece that I've got is one that I've had in my collection now for a little over a year. 1st of May 2019 was when this particular watch got delivered to me. Little bit of background information on the company. You may or not heard of Steinhart. They really are a up-and-coming brand at the moment as well. They were founded in 2001 by current president Gunther Steinhart in Augsburg, Germany. The HQ is now based in Stadtbergen as well. They actually only sell online through their website. So there's no boutiques, there's no shops, no nothing like that. However, you can also purchase their watches through the list of distributors that they've got, which is across the globe, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find one in the country that you are in at the moment. This is the box that it arrived in, so it comes in a nice little white box. Lift that off there. So you've got all of the wrapping that comes with them as well. I've took all of the paperwork out just for the sake of the review, just because obviously it has got a little bit of my details on it as well. So take it out of the white box, and then there's the main box that it comes in, as you can see. Nice leather printed with the Steinhart wording and logo there as well. Just a simple leather buckle there as well, so pop that open, lift it up, and then that reveals the watch there for you. There is as well, just for a bit of extra safety and transport, foam at the top there to keep the watch nice and safe. And then tag below there, Steinhart, Swiss made, which is actually true because all of their watches actually are made in Switzerland. The HQ and everything might be in Germany, but the watches are definitely made in Switzerland. And here it is, all unboxed with all of the tags taken off it. And what a beautiful watch it is. It is one that I've very much enjoyed wearing in the year that I've had this watch now. I was humming and hawing whether to pull the trigger on this one when I purchased it, or whether to go for one of the Ocean One Submariner homages that they make over at Steinhart. Those of you with a bit of knowledge on horology and on watches will of course know that this is an homage to the Rolex Explorer 2 1655, also known as the Steve McQueen Explorer. However, it is a very tasteful homage that Steinhart have done. Me personally, I've got absolutely nothing wrong with homage watches. You know, be that you can't afford the real thing, or you can and you just simply don't want to spend the money on the real one, then an homage is a good way to go, and this is a very good one. Anyway, enough waffling and onto the nitty-gritty side of the review. So, the watch itself, the bezel, the crown, the case, and all of the bracelet is 316L stainless steel. The watch is 42mm in diameter, so it is a slightly larger watch. However, it is only 14mm in height, meaning that those of you with a smaller wrist, it doesn't actually wear like a regular 42mm watch. It wears quite thin, meaning that the size doesn't actually dwarf the wrist too much. It is just in at under the 200 gram mark in terms of weight as well, so a nice decent weight. That is of course on the supplied oyster style bracelet that it comes with, which is quite well done. The brushings and the finishings over the bracelet, over the clasp and over the whole of the watch really do come to a nice finish. This one of course has got a few knocks on it, as like I've mentioned. I've had this one for just over a year now. I've been using it regularly desk diving, so has took a couple of bumps and scrapes. However, nice polish and those bits of damage do come up really nicely. The glass is sapphire crystal, which is ever so slightly domed. There is a double anti-reflective coating on the underside of the glass as well. And as you can see by the markings on the watch, it is waterproof to 1,000 feet or 300 meters. The lume on the watch is really good as well. They make use of the Superluminova or radium, so it is a very, very decent lume. Not as good as what you would find on the likes of a Seiko Samurai. However, Seiko are known to be absolute monsters with their lume anyway. The strap starts off at 22mm and tapers all the way down to 18mm at the clasp, so it is a very, very comfortable bracelet to wear. Speaking of the clasp as well, that is a safety deployment clasp. No issues with the clasp or the bracelet whatsoever. Nice solid build, nice solid feel, very decent contact when you do put them on. Does stay on, doesn't come undone as you're wearing it either. As by the markings there, stainless steel. As you can see on the case back, nice little bit of etching on there as well, some kind of Poseidon-like person with a fork riding on a seahorse. You can see all the standard markings there, Steinhart Ocean 1. You've then obviously got the waterproof, Swiss automatic movement, sapphire crystal and stainless steel. Flip the bracelet round and as you can see it is screw links. I've had a couple of them removed there as well, and 4 notches worth of micro adjustment there as well, so you will be able to get the watch to fit very, very nicely on your wrist. It is of course solid end links as well, again what you'd expect a watch at this price point to have. Sides of the links, they are polished, and then on the centres that is all brushed case and then polished finish to the edges as well. Little Steinhart logo etched into the crown as well. Crown is obviously screwed down with it being 1,000 feet water resistance. The movement that is in this, the ETA 2893, really is a lovely movement. Obviously hacking and hand winding as well. Winds like butter, very, very smooth when you're doing that. Pop it out again. First adjustment is for the date, which again is very, very smooth, very nice. Twist it up and then you've got the adjustment for the GMT hand as well. So you roll it and it clicks around there very, very nicely. GMT function, always useful to have so you can track different time zones there. And then pull it out to the final bit. Second hand stops because it's hacking and hand winding. And then you've got time adjustment there. Very, very smooth as you're doing. As you can see, the GMT hand moves along nicely with the hour and minute hand. Push it back in. Second hand starts. Push it in and twist, and then the crown is back in place, all secure. So no qualms whatsoever with that ETA 2893-2 movement that is in it. Incredibly reliable movement. It just keeps time very, very good. I don't have a timograph, so I actually can't see what the tolerances are like on it. However, I've found it to only be a couple of seconds plus or minus each way per day, keeping the watch on a winder and keeping it regulated like that. These ETA movements are known to last a lifetime as well. Obviously, you can take them to jewelers to get them serviced, make sure that everything is going fine with them. Most jewelers should be able to service a Steinhart for you, should be no issue at all. In terms of pricings on the watch as well, current price on the Steinhart website is €510 including taxes, which comes out at the time of filming at £450. I actually only paid £436 for the watch, so the watch has gone up a little bit since I purchased it over a year ago. In terms of the watch on the second hand market, market as well, it seems to hold its value fairly well. There's not really that many of them knocking around on the second-hand market, but that's to be expected from these micro brands that you do find floating around. There doesn't tend to be very many of them on the second-hand market. There is a lot of the Submariner style homages that they make, the Ocean ones. You do find a lot of them because they make them in a green, which is obviously an homage to the Rolex Kermit. You do find them in the blacks as well, which is again an homage to the original black Rolex Submariner. Now, following on nicely to the good, the bad and the ugly. Lots of good things to say about this watch. Really nice double anti-reflective coating there, so the watch is super legible. Solid movement inside the watch there. I really do have many good things to say about this watch. In terms of slight moans and slight niggles with it, sometimes what you can find with these particular models, not necessarily with this one because it lines up nicely, but that second GMT hand there doesn't always line up flush with the markers or the indices on the watch. However, like I say, this particular one that I've got, it lines up very nicely. One thing I do find when you wear it on a NATO, the sides of the lugs here don't taper down that sharp, meaning that when you do wear it on a NATO, it does protrude ever so slightly above the wrist bones either side. So not necessarily uncomfortable, just maybe a little bit unsightly. But other than that, I've got genuinely no issues with this watch whatsoever, only good positive things to say about it. One thing I will say as well, with it being an homage to the Rolex Explorer 2 1655, obviously the original Rolex does have a Cyclops on the date window there. However, as you can see, the Steinhart doesn't. Some people like it, some people don't. Me personally, I think it looks a lot better without the Cyclops on the date window there. It is already a decent size box around the date window, so as it is anyway, and with the double anti-reflective coating, the date is super legible, not actually needing to have a Cyclops on it. Of course, you can buy these Cyclopses and you can stick them on yourself. I've seen plenty of people loading their pictures up onto Instagram with the watch with a Cyclops over the date. However, me personally, like I say, I think it looks much better without. Parting words on the watch then, as you can probably tell by the glowing review, it is one that I have thoroughly enjoyed owning in the year that I've had it. Again, I have very many good things to say about this watch and about Steinhart as a brand. They do a lot of charity work as well, which you can find through their website. So what do I think you should do? Well, if you're looking for a automatic movement which has got a GMT built in, something that, you know, looks expensive, feels expensive and comes in at a decent price range, just under that £500 mark, just over the €500 mark, then look no further than Steinhart as a brand. If you're looking for something vintage, go for the likes of this, the GMT Vintage Ocean collection. You can also do the Ocean 1 collection, which has got homages to the Rolex Explorers. They've got homages to the Submariners, like I've mentioned as well, and they do GMT versions. So like I mentioned, what I'll do is I will leave a link below to my Instagram account. If you could give me a follow on there, that would be great. Like and subscribe for the video, and then you'll be able to be notified when I next upload. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.